for us, it really just showed us that, in order to be a musician at that level, you don't have to be an asshole. You don't have to be cocky. Like you can just still be your regular self.
What's going on, everybody? I'm Hollywood, and I'm here with Henry and Lewis, 2/3 of the amazing band Alien Weaponry. How the hell are you guys?
We're pretty good, man.
Yeah, we're just chilling here.
Yeah.
I'm assuming it's pretty early over there where you guys are.
It's early for us. I mean, I was up until 5 a.m. Video editing, like a drum playthrough. Yeah, 11:45. That's early for me.
Oh wow,
that tour schedule sticks with us even when we're not on tour.
So okay, do you do all your own editing? I'm curious.
Not for things like music videos and stuff, but at the moment, I'm learning how to use like video editing software. So
right.
It took me a while, hence being up until 5
5 in the morning.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, definitely. I see it as something that we're going to do more of, or that I'm going to do more of probably in the future.
Absolutely. The first thing I'll say, me and my partner Smokey, first of all, our subscribers love you guys. They love you guys.
Yeah.
And the first, I want to say we might have been in maybe 20,000 subscribers, and everyone's like, guys, you have to check out Alien Weaponry, specifically Kai Tangata. Why is it? And you guys you're from New Zealand, right?
Yeah.
Why do you think your sound resonates with so many people in the US? What do you think that's about?
I don't know, man.
I
I feel like the kind of way we write, even though we are singing in Maori, you still get the feeling.
Right.
And obviously in the US, I guess there's people that resonate with the things that we're talking about in our music as well. I mean, I think that one of our most dedicated fan bases is our Navajo family. So
Wow.
every time we go and play in Arizona or New Mexico, like we always have like the best time over there. So I think that could be largely a part of it, but also, people do kind of see what the band's doing and really kind of resonate with that, whether they are Indigenous or not. And I guess we write pretty decent music as well.
I think one thing, Jose Mangan from Sirius XM, he is a big supporter of us, and he's probably got the word out quite a bit to everyone over there. So he's probably a contributor as well.
That's awesome, man. I will say, I want to start at the beginning, because here what we do, we could go through your entire catalog, but that's not what we do here at Rappers React. We wait for our subscribers to say, hey, check this out. We were so impressed by Kai Tangata that we had to check out another song. But just starting from the very beginning, I had no clue you guys were this young. How old are you guys?
Well, we are now 21
and 19.
Yeah.
Wow. What's it like, man? Because y'all been doing this since 2010, right? You guys are brothers.
Yeah. I mean, we started the band in 2010, but really that was just Lewis and I playing in our lounge. It wasn't
anything serious.
Yeah, it didn't really become like Alien Weaponry as it is today until like 2012. We started entering like competitions and stuff, and like really writing music. So yeah, I mean, I guess for us, it doesn't feel super weird to be doing this because we have been doing it for such a long time.
Right.
And being young helps, I think, especially with things like tour stamina. Because I mean, even for us, that shit gets tiring.
Good point. I didn't even think of it like that, but I guess being young, you got the energy and the stamina, right?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Lewis, a question for you specifically. You being the guitarist. Now, when you first started, and okay, you guys, you're from, help me out with the Waiu, New Zealand? Waipu, sorry. So, Lewis, you being the guitarist, first of all, listening to Kai Tangata, dude, I just want to say the way your riffs, and I don't know if you create your riffs yourself, but the way that you do it, dude, is so clean and precise. Like, who were some of your influences, you know, being so young, growing up in New Zealand, who were some of your influences that inspired you to play guitar?
Oh, man, I had a lot of influences. I'd say the dude who made me like want to play guitar would have to be Stevie Ray Vaughan. Wow. You know, just because like that dude just knows how to put some soul into what he does, you know what I mean? Like and like as I was probably 3 or 4 years old, and I would just, you know, my dad had like this live DVD of him, and I just watch it constantly and be like, oh my god, I want to be just like him.
I mean, the guitar is almost just another body part for him.
Pretty much.
It's like,
but I guess like later on, I mean, I always listened to a lot of like Metallica, Rage Against the Machine, like early on as well. So Anthrax. But I guess later on from that, probably Mark Morton from Lamb of God has been a really big inspiration for me as well, because Lamb of God are like my all-time favorite metal band, you know. So yeah, I kind of pulling inspiration from a bunch of different stuff, as well as like Bob Marley and like a bunch of reggae.
I would have never been able to tell with the dreads, buddy. Never would have been able to tell. But no, that's awesome, because, and you know, later on in this, I definitely want to touch on a few, because we've heard the 2 songs that we have heard. They're 2 totally different styles, but we'll get to that later. And with you, Henry, being the drummer, dude. So I want to ask you, and then I want to ask Lewis this as well, because the way that you guys, to the songs that we've heard, the way that you guys mix and blend, you know what? I didn't even think about this, but it might be because you guys are brothers. I mean, it just blends so perfectly. Would you agree?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's definitely a lot of our songwriting is, you know, it is the way it is because we've spent so long playing together, and actually we can almost read each other's minds when we jam and stuff. And I mean, the other thing is, you know, when we do write music, like we all get in the same room. We don't like record something and send it off and say, hey, what do you think of this? Like we get in the practice room and we just jam shit out and go, what could work here, you know, like, and I feel like that's a big part of what makes the band sound.
Right. Coming up, you know, Lewis has told us some of his inspirations, but I'm so curious because I'm a rapper. You know, me and my partner Smokey, we've been making rap music since right when you guys started, probably 12, 13 years old. And if you would have asked us to listen to Alien Weaponry 4 years ago, we'd be like, nope, don't want to hear it. But you guys drawed us in to where it's like, it's just something about it. A true musician can tell when another musician really puts his all into the music. So I asked Lewis this, and I'm infatuated with drummers now. Henry, who were some of your inspirations growing up? I'm curious.
I mean, really early days, it's probably the same as Lewis. Because, yeah, I mean, we grew up in a house where our dad was the person that was showing us music and getting us into all of that stuff. So, yeah, like all those bands mentioned. Plus, I mean, we were listening to a heap of like Queen and Pink Floyd and Motorhead, stuff like that. And then, like, yeah, later on, I actually discovered Lamb of God and showed Lewis. And, yeah, from there, we discovered bands like Trivium, Killswitch Engage, and And like when we first really started touring, the drummer for this band, Devil Skin, that we were playing with, he was talking to me, and I was like, hey man, you know, what are some of the drummers that you really, you know, look up to and really, you know, draw a lot of inspiration from? And he told me I should go and listen to Gojira.
Oh, so, dude, I'm going to see Gojira next 2 weeks from now.
Wicked. Well, and you'll be seeing us there as well. So
wait a minute. I'm gonna be at the show in Nashville. It's not the one they're doing with I don't think it's
Not Loose.
Yes. Oh shit, that is right. Y'all are gonna be there.
Yeah, bro, we're opening up for them on that tour.
Dude, I come October 22nd, Nashville. I completely forgot y'all were opening up for Gojira.
Yeah, man.
You see how the world works?
Yeah, man. So yeah, I mean, 2012 was when I started listening to them. So it was right when we were like starting to write the first album.
Mm-hmm.
So I think a lot of what Mario was doing with his drums and everything, and like even vocally, I think Joe's vocals kind of inspired some things for us in that album. So like they were like this huge thing that really kind of rocked my world a little bit, listening to those guys for the first time, like Lamb of God as well. Like Lamb of God were another band that just like blew me out of the water. So yeah, I mean, and then from there, like, I mean, more recently in the last few years, we've gotten into bands like Meshuggah and Periphery and Polyphia, like super kind of proggy bands.
I'm so glad you bring that up, because before we get to the prog thing, you had mentioned how all of these bands had inspiration on your first album. So correct me if I'm wrong, but the debut album is the Zego Sessions or Zego Sessions?
That's way better.
Hey, I do my fucking research, guys.
That was like an EP almost. I mean, that was recorded in a tin shed.
Wow.
Sure, like most of the songs that didn't even make it onto our first album.
Yeah, like about half of them. So yeah, I mean, I think it is still on Bandcamp.
It is? Oh shit.
Maybe. I don't know.
Lewis, you're tripping, bro. Listen, man, it's awesome, dude, that, you know, sitting here speaking with you guys, and you know, listen, literally every band that you just named off, I mean, we've fallen in love with. But I do want to get into the prog thing, but there's so many questions I want to ask. You know, I guess, and Lewis, I'd like to get your interpretation of this, but you know, I went through some of you guys' song titles, and there's a song that you guys have, PC Bro. Lewis, please explain what the hell that means. What the hell is a PC, bro?
Have you seen it might be season 20 of South Park?
I think.
Anyway, there's this character in it called PC Principal, and it's kind of like a piss take. And he walks around going, "Hey, you pissy, bro? You
yeah.
That's literally it.
The song's kind of about like, I don't know, the glorification of like celebrities and reality TV stars, and you know, like, I don't know, man, like everyone's just,
well, and kind of like the bullshit surrounding PC culture as well, because it's like, you know, as a band that talks about issues that, you know, some people are really uncomfortable with, for us, it's like people get so fucking offended when they hear something they don't like.
Right.
And it's like sometimes people just had to hear that shit. So I guess it still kind of rings true, that kind of song title and where we're coming from with that.
And I guess it's not that I don't like support, you know, being PC, but I feel like there's a fine line to where it's fucking ridiculous.
Yes, I totally agree.
And we've gone well over that boundary, you know, like cancel culture and all that shit. I feel like it's pretty easy to tell if someone's got good intentions or not.
No, you're absolutely right, dude. See, this is what's crazy, man. I'm 34, and you guys are young adults, damn near adults. Real quick, are you guys able to drink in New Zealand? Are you at the drinking age?
Yep.
Cheers,
18 over here. I'm able to drink in the US now, finally.
You're 21. Hell yeah. Don't but no, what I'm saying is man, to hear a younger, I mean, you guys have been doing this since you were 13 or 14, dude. And to see where you've come from to where you are now, it's a drastic change. The sound hasn't changed according to what we've heard, from the Alien Weaponry fans, but the way that you guys move and the way the sound is and the way you guys collaborate, especially with your basses. But you had brought up PC Bro being, we live in a world where people are so politically correct. Why do you think we live in a world like that now? What do you think changed? Lewis, I'll start with you.
I gotta think on that one. I mean, I feel like there were a lot of contributing factors. I definitely feel like people that were oppressed are now being given a voice, which is a really good thing. But I think the thing that makes PC culture kind of toxic is everyone else who isn't actually involved, with those particular groups are just like, social justice warrior, fucking, like kind of speaking for them almost, even when they don't necessarily want to be spoken for.
Right.
I mean, yeah, it's definitely a weird climate to navigate these days.
See, and Henry, before I ask you, but to Lewis, you guys grew up in the social media era where everyone has a phone, everyone has a Facebook, a Twitter, an Instagram. Do you think social media might have something to do with the politically correct agenda that's being pushed today?
I think it definitely has quite a big part to play in that because, people are bringing up, tweet that someone wrote fucking 10 years ago and being like, well, what did you mean by this? And I feel like these days, no matter how weird or crazy your views are, if you type in on the internet, myviews.com, you'll find like fucking 1,000 other people that are like, oh yeah, I've got the same views, and then you're all part of like a little group that has their own little, and also the internet in general, like the ads they show you, everything like that, it's all based on what you search for. So if you search for a certain topic,
you're
gonna get certain shit back. So everyone's kind of going like that.
I totally
Which is a bit fucked, but
yeah, I mean that's the world we live in. I mean, what are your thoughts on that, Henry?
Yeah, I mean, like I do feel like with what Lewis was talking about, the internet is almost designed to create a more segregated society.
Yes.
It's going to push people really hard one way or the other. And I think a huge part of why we have people who are so, I guess, invested in being like social justice warriors online is because you've got so many people who are expressing the other extreme online as well, because it's a place where you can just put that shit out there,
right,
and not really have to face consequences. So yeah, I think that plays a huge kind of role in I guess the way things are working today. So it's
and
really funny to think about.
Yeah, and I don't want to get on the political tip, but there's a reason I asked you for this. First, before I ask you guys this question, in the song we reacted to, Tangaroa, right? Did I pronounce that correctly?
Yep. Yeah, absolutely, man.
Okay, who wrote the majority of the lyrics in that? I'm curious.
That would be me.
Okay.
I did the English lyrics. Yeah, you done the Maori lyrics.
Okay, you did what now, Lewis? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
I did the English lyrics, and then Henry did the Maori lyrics.
The Maori.
Better at speaking Maori than me.
Man, okay, see, I guess before I ask this question, no, I'll stick with my original question. So then I guess this question goes to you then, Lewis, because being a rapper myself, and I'm driven off lyrics. I like lyrics, but in the song Tangaroa, you have to explain these lyrics to me. There's 2 bars in this song, and I'm hoping you can break this down for me. You said, swimming in a sea of death. Extinction is what's coming next. Undermining our own fate. We're trying, but we're too late. What the hell does that mean? And does that have anything to do with the whole political conversation we just had?
I guess it's more about, if we kill the ocean, we pretty much kill the world.
Right.
And it's almost too late, the ocean's 80% fucked. And I guess it does probably have some, political ties in a way, because, I'd say most of the people causing the problems are the big companies that produce all the plastic.
Yeah, you're right, dude. And I'm not trying to make this a political thing, because I know you guys aren't a political band, but hearing you guys talk about that, it's now that you bring it up about the ocean, man, literally, if we lose the ocean, I mean, the world is over with, right?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. Yeah.
It's something that affects everything that happens on this planet. And I mean, a lot of shit that you wouldn't even think of, it's that butterfly effect. Where one thing changes and it will just screw a whole bunch of shit up.
Man, it's wild, dude. But I want to know, because after doing Kai Tangata, when we saw that video, it was more, New Zealand, like everyone had the war paint on. It was all about, hey, let's take over some shit. But then when we do Tangaroa, it's a completely different vibe. Why the switch in visuals? What's that about?
I mean, there's a lot of things that we try and talk about, I guess, as a band. I mean, Kai Tangata is about the ancient practice of eating your enemies after battle. So,
are you serious?
Yeah,
man.
So
cannibalism.
That, it's a ancient Maori practice, and it was done to disrespect your enemies to the most highest level that you possibly could.
You eat them and you shit them out. It's pretty disrespectful.
Yeah.
So educate me, being a Southern boy from Atlanta, Georgia. We know, we're taught in the public schools here that the Australians are Aborigines. Are New Zealanders considered Aboriginal as well?
We generally would refer to ourselves as Maori rather than Aboriginal. I mean, but I guess it's of the same vein. I guess we are still Indigenous people, but it's a little different over here.
Yeah. Well, as far as do you speak? Am I saying it properly? Maori. Maori. Do they teach that in the schools over there, or did you practice it? Because it sounds like you're
like this much. Lewis and I actually, when we started going to school, we went to something called Punareo and Kura Kaupapa, which are Maori immersion preschool and school. So I spent, I think it was like 7 years.
Wow.
Doing that. Oh, actually, no, not 7 years. It would have been about five years in Kura Kaupapa Māori. So yeah, we grew up speaking Māori and being fully immersed in everything Māori. But we ended up having to move school. So we experienced, I think, what a lot of New Zealanders experience when they do try and learn Māori is you learn it and then you kind of go away from that learning, like having learned it, and then you don't use it enough to actually remember it, because in everyday life here, Maori is barely spoken. I think like 4% of the population speak Maori. So it's really low for an indigenous language.
Lewis, do you speak Maori as well?
I wouldn't say I'm fluent. I lost because I only went to Kurakopa for probably 1 or 2 years before I moved schools. I kind of kept the pronunciation and some very basic, like, how do you do's kind of, but yeah, Henry's definitely up here with his fluency, and I'm kind of more down here. But I mean, honestly, writing in Maori has, helped me rebuild some of that, but I'm still working on it.
And I have so much respect for y'all, man. The fact that you said 4% of the population over there might speak Maori, and for you guys to continue on your legacy and to continue on the New Zealand legacy, that right there means a lot, man. A lot of people don't take their history, not only put it in their music, but practice it to where they can somewhat speak it fluently. For that, I have to applaud you, man. That's awesome.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, man. Going back to the beginning, I heard a rumor. Is it true that you guys got the name Alien Weaponry from District 9, the movie? Is that true?
Absolutely is.
True rumor.
That's awesome. Why that though? Out of everything, why that?
You're 8 and 10 years old, man.
8 and 10.
Yeah,
like,
that's the short answer.
Aliens, guns. Oh, that's so cool, man. And so we're just like, Alien Weaponry. That's our band name.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it translated well though, because it ended up being kind of like a reference to the introductions of like muskets in New Zealand, like when muskets first got brought over here.
Oh wow, that could be looked at as alien weaponry.
So yeah, and like heaps of people, like when we first put out the album, they were like, oh muskets, I get it, and I was like, oh well, nah, dude, like District 9, but.
We'll take it.
Hell yeah. Man, you just sitting here talking to you guys, I can definitely see the creativeness that you guys have. Real quick, man, what year did you guys sign with Napalm, and how did that happen, and what's it like being signed with Napalm?
I would have to
2017 or 2018.
Yeah, no, it was, I think we actually signed with them after we released the album. Because we released the album by ourselves, and then like it was a few weeks afterwards we signed with Napalm. I don't know. I can't remember. 2017, 2018, sometime around there.
Did you guys listen to any bands from Napalm Records previously before you were signed by the label?
Yeah. Like, I mean, I think Jinjer was one of the first bands that we checked out, and like, obviously blown away by their stuff. But yeah, we went through their catalog and just kind of, is there anything that we like in there? And there was a few good like thrash bands and stuff they've got. One thing we did find really interesting is their biggest band is Powerwolf.
Oh yeah.
And they're like a full on like power metal band, and they've like like Wizard on the Mountain shit. And for us, like, it's so weird because like that kind of metal isn't like super popular here in New Zealand. So for us, we're like, damn, this is their biggest band. But then you look at their YouTube and stuff, and it's like 20-30 million views on most of their videos. And it's like, oh, okay.
I hear you, man. And
if they're playing, man, there's just an enormous crowd that rocks up.
Yeah, well, and I think the biggest following is on like the Czech Republic, which kind of
really
it makes sense that we didn't hadn't really heard of them or anything, but it was kind of like weird seeing how that popularity doesn't translate all the time.
Right.
Sometimes it does. Like in New Zealand, if you get popular overseas, you're instantly big here, but until you've gone and done your shit overseas, no one gives a shit. No one cares.
Man.
So that's the experience we've had.
Exactly. So you guys being fans of, Jinjer before, and I'm a huge Jinjer fan, specifically a Tatiana fan. Have you guys had the chance to work with her? Have you guys, or meet with her?
We had a taco metal party at Jose Mangan's place at the Affliction Warehouse. We played some songs and they played some songs and had a good time.
Yeah, I mean, we just kind of got to hang out, which was kind of cool. Because, for us, it's like you see a band like that and you think they're going to be all like staunch and serious, but
they're like the nicest dudes ever.
Wow.
Yeah. Like, and Tatiana has this like almost like so awkward she finds it hard to socialize thing.
But you're joking, right? You're joking.
And
I think she just doesn't speak English well.
I mean, she speaks all right English, but yeah, for us as New Zealanders, we're like so used to just like talking real fast. Like, I mean, even compared to Americans, like I think we talk faster and we do things a little bit differently. So I think talking to a New Zealander can be a little intimidating sometimes as well. Not as much as talking to an Australian, because they're just hard to understand. Yeah.
Man, you guys have plenty of Australian fans, and as we have plenty of Australian subscribers, dude.
Yeah.
Man, I just could imagine what it was like, hanging out with a band that you've looked up to for so long, and then you're actually hanging out with them. And Lewis said they're, really down to earth. But my thing is, all right, she in the song Pisces, the song Pisces she has, right?
Absolutely.
I want to say that's probably one of our biggest videos. Now when we're sitting here, I'd love to hear your reaction to this, but the first time we saw that video, it comes in so smooth, nice snare hits, really nice guitar, and then she hits you with those beautiful melodic voice and just screams your head off. It blew us away. Did you guys have the same effect?
Yeah.
I was just like, bro, this, because like I'd always like I heard quite a few like female vocalists like scream, but the way she screams, like, it's deeper than like most
dudes.
Yeah, I think she does it better than Randy Bly, honestly.
Almost. Like
on that like
I think one of her earlier, I don't remember which song, it's when she had dreads, she like her vocals sounded like Randy Bly's vocals.
Right. Man, the fact that she can pull those guttural growls is amazing. But hopefully I'll get the chance to speak with Jinjer one day. Right now we're focused on you guys. You guys toured with Black Label Society and the Black Dahlia Murders?
Yeah.
Dude, tell me, how was it?
I mean, again, like pretty much every band we've ever toured with or even met, like just the most humble people, like honestly, like instant friends. Like, I mean, Alan and I would literally, after every show, we would sit out in the car park and just talk about sci-fi horror and like shows and movies that we should watch, and we were just like shooting the shit and chatting, drinking some beers and like, honestly, it was like so cool to just be around people who I guess had that kind of esteem and that kind of level of musicianship, but then also be able to talk with them like that. So, for us, it really just showed us that, in order to be a musician at that level, you don't have to be an asshole. You don't have to be cocky. Like you can just still be your regular self, but, play your music, which, thankfully for us, like everyone we've met has been awesome.
Me and Bobby made really good friends with Jeff, the bass player from Black Label Society, and his bass tech.
Did you guys, and specifically you, Lewis, did you get a chance to meet Zach Wild?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. He literally. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to remember. Yeah. So he came into the green room with one of his coffee mugs, and he was like, "Man, how's it going, man?"
What? That's how he talks?
Yeah, that's fully talks like that all the time. And it's amazing.
And there were two Jameson bottles, not for us, for the Black Dahlia, because we were underage. He was like, "I want to see both those bottles empty, but by the time y'all hit the stage, yeah," just like walked out. I was just like, sick. That was that wild.
Dude, that must have been awesome, dude. That must have been awesome. Man, it just seems like you're so early in your journey and you guys have experienced so much, man. I can only imagine what the future is going to look like for you guys, man. I can only imagine, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're going to be trying our best to keep making this happen and keep making this happen for as long as we can do it, you know,
as long as our backs don't fuck out on us.
Yeah, fuck it. I will be wheeled on stage in a wheelchair.
That's what I'm talking about. The show must go on.
The only thing that made the show not go on recently was I broke my thumb.
All right, come on now, Lewis. What'd you do to break a thumb, bro? What'd you do?
This was even more embarrassing.
Let's hear it.
It was a severe weather warning. I hopped on a lime scooter and I fucking gunned it round a corner and I smashed into a pole, landed on my thumb, and it snapped at the base.
2 questions. What the hell? Second question, why? Why would you do that, dude? Yes, thank you, Henry. Why, dude?
Funnily enough, you asked that. The reason why was because we had just finished rehearsal for the show. I hadn't got much sleep the night before, and I thought, hey, I'll jump on a lime scooter, get back to the hotel so I could sleep to get prepared for the show. But I fucking broke my thumb.
He wanted that extra 2 minutes sleep.
You know what? I'm not gonna hate on you for that, dude, because I'm that person. I will hit the snooze button until I can't anymore, bro. Man, it didn't affect your. Are you? Wait, it happened on your left hand or your
left hand? Oh no, it's fine now. The doctors killed my nerves though. They put the cast on. Well, like they realigned it, and then a week later I got it checked up, and then they were like, oh, it's not straight enough, so they snapped it again.
Oh no!
And they put the cast on, and they put the cast on so fucking tight that it cut off my blood there.
No, dude.
And then when I got I was like, why does it hurt so much more than when I had the first cast on? I got the cast off, like literally like a black spot there and a black spot there. I couldn't feel my thumb. Thankfully, it's the nerves have come back.
Hey, that's a good thing. You know, all right. So before I let you guys go, I want to know. I had a question about Prague because I want to ask y'all some serious questions that I know no one has ever asked you guys. But Henry specifically, I want to ask you, man. And being okay, you said you do editing and and any DAW as far as like whether it be Pro Tools, Acid, Cubase. So as a rapper, I'm a producer, I'm an engineer, and I'm a rapper, and I do everything myself. I do all the editing, recording. After coming and being exposed to metal, prog metal, especially being such a huge fan of Tool and Rush, and I want to ask you as a drummer, how can I say this? Because when you're making a rap beat, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's usually your standard 4/4. But when you do prog, you hear like 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 7, 9, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2. How is that done in studio? Like, how does the guitarist keep up with the drummer? Like, if it's all, if it's not, it's so many time progressions. How do you do that?
I mean, generally, I'll use like syncopated rhythms, which I think about it as something where you're playing, say, like a regular 4/4, that 1, 2, 3, 4 beat on your china or your hats or whatever and your snare, and then the kick's doing something like going in sevens. So and at some point they loop around to create a whole loop. But it ends up giving this weird kind of timing. So, you're playing everything in triplets or something, and you end up having like the kicks move up and down through that regular beat, and you can kind of follow two beats at the same time. And then generally we'll either write a riff and then do the drums to it. And so work it all out before we're even in the studio, because that shit's expensive.
So when you say you write a riff, does that mean, Lewis, does that mean he I'm curious as how does it start? Does Lewis say, hey, check this riff out, and then you add the drums to it?
Yeah, generally we workshop it, right?
Pretty much.
Sometimes I'll come up with a beat and Lewis is like, okay, yeah, sick, I'll try and write something to that. And then sometimes Lewis is coming up with a riff and I'm like, well, what if we take this part here and do this with it? And actually one of the new tracks on the new album, we did exactly that. Like we took the kind of bass riff and we were like, okay, let's add 2 beats over here, take 2 off over here to still make it all the same length, but now it sounds
right. It's
like it's changing and morphing. So yeah, like that's our general thing that we do.
Yeah, for some reason, man, just listening to some metal bands, especially Gojira, which you guys are touring with. I'll be there October 22nd. Hope to see you there. But just hearing like Flying Whales, for example, it's just like, how the hell do they do that? And even listen to, Kai Tangata, it's like, how the hell do they do that? But to hear you explain it, it does make a lot more sense, man. It does. It's crazy. So I want to know, are you guys wrestling fans? Just curious.
I was exposed to it when I was in school. Like there's heaps of kids that loved wrestling. I did play the WWE games on like PlayStation 2. So I know a little bit about wrestling, but I'm not like massive into it.
Okay, where I was going with that is I wanted to congratulate you guys both because you guys had the theme song for NXT Takeover Phoenix. I want to congratulate you for that.
Yeah, no, that was cool because from our childhood we know Triple H, so it's like, damn, that's us. Like,
hell yeah,
it was really cool to see that actually happen. So yeah.
Just to experience it was pretty awesome then, huh?
Yeah, definitely.
Hell yeah. Guys, before I let you get out of here, just these are the good old trash talker questions. Lewis, I'm going to start with you first, buddy. I hear you're somewhat of a gamer.
Somewhat, yeah.
Okay. Who's the bigger gamer? Is it Henry or Lewis? All right.
It's probably me. If you it depends on what you're talking about as well.
He's just got a gaming laptop, so at the moment he's a bigger gamer because he's the one with something that can play games.
All right, so I'm going to start off with you first, Lewis. If you had to pick one system to play for the rest of your life, Super Nintendo, PlayStation 4, not 5, PlayStation 4, or Xbox One. If you had to pick one of those 3 to play for the rest of your life, which one are you picking?
PlayStation 4, because I need that Black Ops 3 Zombies.
Dude, I'm a beast in Black Ops Zombies. You don't want any part of this, I promise. Second question. Give me your top 3 movies of all time. Lewis, what are your top 3 movies of all time?
Damn. I watched Ex Machina recently. That's fucking good. Man, I don't know.
I feel like you're asking him, and I've got all the answers.
I got you. Trust me, Henry. I got you. All
right. So these aren't my top 3 because my top 3 are always subjective. But I'll just go Ex Machina. I'll go
That's a great movie.
Boy.
What was your second?
Boy. It's a film by Taika Waititi.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's a real good one.
Classic New Zealand film.
Oh.
My third one.
I can't. Henry's like, I'm dying to answer these questions, dude.
I'll just go Titanic, bro, because that's a classic.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check.
Get some of that Kate Winslet.
Yeah.
All right, few more. Peanut butter or jelly sandwiches or ham and cheese sandwiches? Which one you going with, Lewis?
Peanut butter jelly.
Hot dogs or hamburgers?
Hamburgers.
Damn, over hot dogs, really?
The hot dogs we get here aren't like
American
US hot dogs, dude. They're not the same.
All right, last one for you, Lewis, and you being the guitarist. Who are your top 3 guitarists of all time?
Stevie Ray Vaughan, Mark Morton. Yeah.
Dude, if you don't put who I think you should put in there as number 3, please let me hear your number 3. Come on.
Tom Morello.
What? All great. You wouldn't put Jimi Hendrix in your top 3? It's your opinion. It's your opinion.
I mean,
he is like I said, top 3s don't apply to me because my views are always changing and more
subjective.
But Jimi Hendrix is definitely, amongst the top for me because he's Hendrix.
I will say, I think I've read in a comment in one of our Van Halen reactions, and someone said they went to Van Halen and they asked Van Halen, hey, you're the greatest. No, they said, hey, Van Halen, who do you think the greatest guitarist of all time is? Van Halen said, you'd have to ask Jimi Hendrix that. So I think Van Halen would say Jimi Hendrix, but this is your answers and great top 3. I'll give you that, buddy. All right. So now on to you, my friend. You were dying to answer all the questions, Henry. So first thing I want to ask you, you're a PC gamer now. First of all, what are your top 3 PC games of all time? Because I'm a PC gamer big time. What are your top 3 PC games?
So do we have to limit to PC games, or can I pull stuff from like back in the day when I had a PS1?
All right, let's do top 3 PC, and then we'll do PS1, and then we'll do. Are you old enough to remember Super Nintendo?
No.
Okay.
So I'm a 2000 kid.
All right.
So PS1 was as early as it got.
We'll start with PC. What you got? Top 3.
Oh, PC games. I mean, Doom.
Oh, epic, dude.
We'll go with Doom. I played a shitload of PlanetSide 2, which is like this massive open world first-person shooter.
Wow.
And then
kind of like Destiny, almost similar to Destiny.
Kind of, yeah, definitely. It was like sci-fi vibes, 110%. And then I think probably the game that I'm going to be playing the most of at the moment is COD Warzone.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's playing COD. So
yeah.
Before we get to PS1, I want to ask you, do you play any like World of Warcraft, Hearthstone,
I do Hearthstone, yeah.
Dude, anytime you want to lose a game in Hearthstone, you just let me know and you can have it. I am
easy.
We'll put you up against that lighting tech, bro.
Oh,
he'll give you a fair fight.
He ranks like, anywhere in like the top 40 in the world half the time. He's good.
I'm not ranked that high, but I'm legend. But yeah, I'll take that competition. Send him my way. Tell him put his money where his mouth is.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I'm not fantastic at Hearthstone. I do Battlegrounds more than anything else.
Yeah, I do.
I tried to play Hearthstone, but I sucked ass.
All right, your top 3 PS1 games, Henry. What you got?
PS1 games, I'm gonna have to go with Abe's Odyssey.
Oh, of course.
I absolutely love that game, and I recently they've got a mobile remake of the game.
Really?
So I just played through the whole game on my phone. Which
it's the original PS1 remake?
Yeah. So you know how they remade the game with like better graphics and stuff. It's like getting on it.
Go ahead.
But yeah, no, it's that was awesome. Like it was like the first game that I really like got into and like put a lot of time into. And then Crash Bandicoot 3 Warped.
Great game.
And then I'd probably have to go with Gran Turismo because I mean that was the game that like got me into cars.
Yeah, I heard you're a big fan of Forza.
Me? Not so much Forza. I would play heaps of the Need for Speed series, like Need for Speed and like the Midnight Club stuff. And then yeah, I mean like I love my Forza. But I've never had an Xbox, so
yeah. So, I mean, if I just had to give you my top 3 games of all time, I know you know what Skyrim is. I've done some research and I saw you guys play Skyrim.
Oh, I fucking love Skyrim, man.
I already know it. Shit. I already fucking know it, dude. And the remake, have you played the remake?
No, I haven't because my computer's a piece of shit that can't run it. But I mean, I've got like Legendary Edition on like PS3 and on Steam, and I'm gonna buy it because my girlfriend has an Xbox One. I'm gonna buy it for the Xbox One because I need it.
Hell yeah, life. Dude! Skyrim's one of my. I mean, I could play that game all day long.
Yeah, I did.
Me and you're right there with each other, man.
Playing too much Skyrim.
Dude, all right. So number 2 would probably be Final Fantasy VII PS1 game. Doesn't sound like you guys are into any RPG.
No, I know the Final Fantasy series, but yeah, no, I like never really got into like that whole kind of genre.
Right. Number 3, man. I don't know, dude. I mean, if you haven't played Diablo, dude, check out Diablo 4. That game is incredible, bro.
Our lighting check again is like a massive fan of the Diablo series.
Yeah, man, it'd be cool to talk some games with him. But I know you guys are busy. Real quick, so Henry, back to you. I don't know if y'all have the same cereals as we do here, but Captain Crunch or Fruity Pebbles?
We don't have either of those, man.
Dude, the closest we get is Cheerios, and the Cheerios we've got here are not American Cheerios. They're like whole grain Cheerios.
Right. All right. How about this?
Nutri-Grain though, that shit goes hard.
Oh yeah.
Wait, what? Oh, Nutri-Grain?
You gotta try Nutri-Grain.
There's a Nutri-Grain cereal?
Yeah.
Dude, y'all get
what kind of Nutri-Grain do you guys get?
No, we have the Nutri-Grain bars, but that would be amazing as a cereal.
The bars come from the cereal, man.
God
damn. Yeah, bro.
That shit is so good. Cannot get enough of it.
You guys are fucking awesome.
You put it in a bowl.
You guys are great, man. Henry, real quick, man. Top 3 movies of all time. I hear you're a sci-fi fan, right? Like sci-fi horror.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I'm gonna put like the original Alien trilogy or like the entire Alien series as just one of those.
Okay.
Gosh, and as far as let me think. I gotta put District 9 in there. Like that movie was awesome. And then I'll pick a real classic, Event Horizon.
Oh, great movie, dude. Great
Cult classic. And I mean, there's something that really did kick off like a lot of movies that I love now.
Right.
There's like an ode to it.
Awesome.
Well, I just realized that I would have picked completely different movies now. I want to put Harry Potter in there. I fucking love it.
Wait, which one? Are we talking the whole series or just
the whole fucking series, man?
That's great.
I'll pick a favorite Harry Potter movie. Stand on there.
Hold on, let me show you this, dude. Let me show you how much of a gamer I am. And dude, check this out. I got the original PlayStation. You see that?
Oh, dude, I had Tomb Raider on the PlayStation 1 as well.
You ready for this one?
Oh, Metal Gear.
I've got all of them, man.
Oh, man, I wish I kept my PS1, man, because we traded it in for a PlayStation 2, and the worst decision I've ever made.
I'm sure that's not the worst decision you ever made, but I'm sure you regret it.
Oh yeah, I regret it.
Yeah. All right, man, guys. I feel like we could sit here and talk shit all day, man. One more question, and this is to both of y'all. So, Lewis, to you first. If you were stuck on an island and you could listen to 3 albums while you're on that island for 6 months, what 3 albums are you listening to?
Oh shit.
He said, "Oh shit." What you got?
I'm trying to think. I mean, I gotta go Sacrament by Lamb of God.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to remember the fucking album name from it. It's a Meshuggah album, but they've got weird names. I'll just go Colossus by Meshuggah, and we'll lighten it up, and we'll do the try to remember. Wait, is the album called Exodus, the Bob Marley one?
Yes.
Yeah, Exodus by Bob Marley.
All right, what about you, Henry?
I'd have to go The Wave Will Flesh by Gojira. And sticking with the Lamb of God, wicked. Sticking with the Lamb of God, would have to do Ashes of the Wake. And then to give me some variety, I'd probably
Britney Spears.
Yeah, probably not Britney Spears, but there's a drum and bass artist that I'm really into at the moment called AC13. And his latest album, I cannot remember the name for the life of me, but I would take that as well.
Big fan.
Dude, I can't even remember people's names.
Yeah, neither, man.
I remember music's names
Right.
better than people's names.
Right.
Yeah.
So here at the Trash Talkers, we take suggestions to what song to do next from the band. I'm asking you guys right now, 2/3 of Alien Weaponry. What is the next song that we check out by you guys? What do you think? What should we check out next?
I mean, if you guys haven't seen them yet, there is a band from New Zealand called Shepherd's Rain. And if you like the shit that we do, they sing in Samoan and they are fucking good. Like, really, really good.
What about our next Alien Weaponry song? What's the next Alien Weaponry song that we listen to?
You should check out the Hatu Pasu and the music video for it because it's a good music video. It's a good song.
If you like Kai Tangata, you're gonna like Hatu Patu.
I consider it done, man. Guys, anything else you want to say to the Alien Weaponry fans around the world? Anything else you guys want to say?
Thank you all so much for showing your love and support.
And thank you for pushing to get us on the channel. Because we wouldn't be here doing this interview if it wasn't for you guys. So thank you. We love you.
Hey, man.
And come to our shows.
Oh, dude, I'll see you guys October 22nd. I'll be there October 22nd. Yeah, man. With that being said, to everyone watching, to all the Trash Talkers and all the Alien Weaponry fans, guys, go support these guys. These guys are amazing. They're extremely, extremely talented artists. And the only way I see them going is up. Don't forget to hit that like, and that subscribe button. And with that being said, my name's Behringer Hollywood 6 Bonds, and we are over and out. Deuces.